Hello, my Simply Nwete family. Oh, I know, I know. I've been missing in action for about a month now. Oh, please forgive me. Life has happened, but trust me, I am back with the vengeance. Say vengeance. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Okay. So whilst life was giving me a whooping, I didn't forget about you. I have been taking updates of my garden, and today I'm here to share something that I know you'll be very excited about. I'm going to take a quick pause here and welcome those who are joining this channel for the first time. You are very welcome. Especially if you're a new gardener, you are in the right place, because I'm going to share some tips, some tricks, some ways to even save on garden supplies as you garden this year. Okay, so if you started especially in seed starting trays, you would find this video exceptionally helpful, and it's on the topic of transplanting. Now I'm going to walk you through why this is a very important step. Some people call it transplanting, some people call it apporting, but you will realize that it is a crucial step for your garden. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I noticed that my seedlings were turning yellow. So the leaves of my seedlings were turning yellow. Aww. And generally, as a plant mom, I started to wonder what's going on, because I've been gardening for some time and I hadn't actually noticed this. But as I delved deeper and deeper into this, I noticed something. Most of the time, when I've been gardening in previous seasons, I would usually plant in a cup or a bigger pot indoors, right? And that has seemed to work for me, but I realized I was struggling for space, and sometimes not all the seeds would germinate, and there's like a disparity in how my seedlings are even looking in the pot to begin with. So this year I started in a seed tray. Now there are several advantages of using a seed tray. A seed tray would give you the opportunity to plant a lot of seeds, because then if you think about it, not every seed germinates. If you go and buy a seed packet from the store, not every seed you put in the soil will germinate. So if you are a person that is short for space, so you don't have a lot of space in your home or your apartment to use like 10 or 15 cups all crowded in one area, the seed starting tray is a great alternative for you. You put multiple seedlings in a cell of the seed tray, and then you will look out for the ones that germinate. And for the ones that germinate, some of them are even much stronger than others. So you can do a selective process there where you choose the ones that are strong, the stems look strong and healthy, right? So using a seed tray, just to summarize it saves a lot of space. It helps you, if you're using a grow mat, for example, to help your seeds to germinate, to keep the soil warm. If you're using a big pot, it's hard to make a hole. Use just a heat mat to make the entire soil warm. So it's even much more convenient to help your seeds germinate. But once they germinate, remember that the seedlings or the seeds are sitting in a very small cell of soil, right? Look at how small this soil is. See? So when you forget or you don't transplant or apport your seedlings, they are going to start yellowing. or falling over or starting to look very leggy. And that is not something you want. Now I know the excitement is there. I was talking to a friend and the excitement in her voice when she let me know that, oh, her seeds have finally germinated. It's so exciting. I know. But once they germinate, you see a lot of the seedlings germinating in a cell. They quickly run out of space. Remember, it's a small cell. They are running out of nutrients. They are running out of space for their roots. And so if it's still not as warm outside, you would have to uppot, which means putting them in a bigger container. And in my case, I stick to cups. You can use cups that you can reuse cups that you used in a previous year just to save on cost. So for me, I would usually stock up all my cups from my current season, put it there over the winter. And when the summer or the spring comes around, I will take these cups, as you see in the video, I will wash them up. I will make sure that they are not carrying any organisms or any diseases or pests from the previous year, right? So wash them thoroughly, very, very, very well. And once that is done, I would need to move on to a second crucial step in this process. So we've started talking about the process of transplanting or apporting your seedlings. I mean, if you don't do that, your seeds will start to yellow and they wouldn't have a good chance to survive once you eventually move them outside. So now we've talked about the fact that you need a bigger container. So that's one. Two, you need a good soil mix. So the potting soil you use to start your seedlings in the seed trays, you now have to grab that soil, but you need a little bit of nutrients to enrich your soil. Now we are going to go into the subject of NPK later in our subsequent videos. But for this part of the journey of the plant, it needs to build more leaves. So remember that leaves from our high school or primary school days, leaves are what the plants use to tap sunlight, and then that is what feeds the growth of the plant. And so now that your seeds have sprouted and they have grown leaves, they need an enriched soil, and in this case a soil that has been enriched with nitrogen to help it on its journey to kickstart its life cycle. Now for a beginner gardener, NPK stands for nitrogen, N, phosphorus, P, and potassium, K. They are the three primary essential nutrients for plant growth. Take that note. We'll go more into the P and the K and why they are all important in subsequent videos. In my situation, I am mixing a little bit of fish emulsion, which is it's very rich in nitrogen. Now, if you look at this packet, you see 511. Now, the first number is N, nitrogen. The second number is P. The third number is K. So that is the composition of nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus for your soil. And for this stage of your plant's growth, they need the nitrogen more. What you would then do is you look at the instructions on the fertilizer container and mix that composition into this potting soil. Now you would then fill this cup or whatever planting container you are using, and then you would place your seedling into this. Now, what happens if your seedling you have multiple seedlings in one seed cell? I got you. I have two recommended ways that you can separate the the seedlings. One method is gently break the seedlings apart as I'm showing in the video. So hold the stem and gently wiggle it apart, and then usually they will come apart. Sometimes if you hold it too strong, the stem is going to break, and sincerely that will be the end. In my local dialect, we'll say la woo. That will be the end of your seedlings. So be very careful as you separate them out. You want to take your time and make sure you are allocating every seedling enough roots so that they can easily make it when they are out on their own in their cups. And so that's one method of separating your seedlings. Another way that I find really helpful is using water. Dissolve the soil in the seed cell, and then you can see the roots very easily. So you see how you dissolve it. Take your time, dissolve it in water. And you can reuse the water. You can reuse the water to water your seedlings after you finish transplanting. So it's not like you are wasting water or anything like that. So just simply wash it out as I'm doing. Then you can see the root systems easier that way. So you can split it apart that way. Perfect for you. So those are the two methods. Either you are being careful and taking your time to separate out the seedlings, or you are dissolving the root bulb in water and then seeing the root better and then separating it out. So those two methods you can use. I usually prefer the second one, but do you. Now, another tip to call out here is every plant is different. Some plants don't do well with trying to separate their roots. Something like okra, something like corn, they don't do very well if you are trying to split them apart. But then some plants like tomatoes and onions, so far as you get a few of the roots in there in the soil or as part of the seedling, when you separate them, you should be fine. They are not as picky as other root systems are or other plants are. Okay, so moving on. So we've now talked about you need a cup or you need a container, and now we talked about the soil, enriching the soil and then potting your plants. Now the next step is actually planting. You've separated your seedling, right? You've separated your seedling beautifully. Now you have to put them into the soil. For something like tomatoes, you want to bury them as deeply as you can. Tomatoes do very well. They're able to develop root systems along their stem. So the more roots you're able to bury, the better for you. Some things like onions or some plants like onions, when you are potting, they need to bury just a little bit of the root, because if you think about onions, the roots that bulb, right? So they like to have a looser soil so that they can easily spring out of the soil and have the room to spread their wings and fly, metaphorically. I hope these steps are helpful. Usually when you do this, it is very, very beneficial from your plants. So if your seeds have already yellowed, you are not going to see the improvement in the ones that have already yellowed. They are not going to automatically turn green. You're going to see the improvement in the new leaves that are germinating. Enough of the long talk. I've talked plenty, cry. See the pepper. The potted pepper. About 3 weeks later, after I potted, see how strong and healthy the leaves look? That is my pepper plant thanking me for potting and giving the roots enough space to grow. Now let's switch to the tomato. See how the tomato is doing the talking. I don't need to talk plenty. See the stems. See the branches. See the number of leaves it has grown. Now do this and thank me later. Okay? This should probably be at the beginning of the video. But The way you know your plant is ready, outside of the fact that it has started to yellow, is so every seedling starts with its seed leaves. When it sprouts, the leaves you see for the first time are the seed leaves. The seed leaves. The seed leaves are the initial leaves of the plant. As the plant begins to grow, you would see that these seed leaves, the plant leaves actually come out. So when you see that your plant has developed 2 or 3 of its own seed leaves, so if you're looking at this video, this is the seed leaves and these are the plant's true leaves. When the plant develops 2 or 3 true leaves, that is your sign to apport. Like this video if you found the video helpful, and as I said, I am back with a vengeance. So I'm going to be uploading more videos, more updates as we go through the planting season. So stay tuned, stay glued, and I hope to see you in the next video. If you watched till the end of the video, give yourself a pat on the back and put in the comments Team Vengeance so that I know that you stayed to the end of the video. Until next time, it's bye.